All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Marketing Hot Takes, a show where we skip the fluff and get straight to what's actually working right now in marketing and business growth. My name is Rhodney Lamar. I'm joined today by someone who has been in the trenches of digital marketing, entrepreneurship, and has a hands-on approach when it comes to business scaling. Forest Schwartz is the co-founder and CEO of Topline Growth, a company helping electrical businesses dramatically increase their top-line revenue using modern marketing methods. Forrest, it's a pleasure to have you on today.
Thanks for having me, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah. So Forrest, what's your hot take?
So my hot take is that something I get sometimes from people when I send them leads, because we do that a lot of that when it comes to growing the revenue. They tell me that the leads are no good or that they suck. And my hot take is that the leads are fine, is that you suck at contacting them.
Hey guys, I wanted to pause real quick and take a moment to thank our sponsor, All Booked Up. For you marketing agencies out there, most of you are losing clients between 6 and 12 months into the relationship, and it's rarely because of lack of leads. Many times it's because your clients don't have an effective system in place to call those leads quickly and book those appointments onto their schedule. And that's where All Booked Up comes in. All Booked Up is a white label appointment setting service agencies can add to their offer. ABU takes the leads that your agency generates for your clients and turns them into real, qualified, and confirmed appointments and books them directly onto their calendar. If you want to increase client satisfaction, lower churn, and boost your revenue, visit abufораgencies.com. Back to the conversation.
And so I'd say 99 times out of 100, when I dig deep into them saying that the leads are bad, it's that they're taking too long to contact the leads or they're not following up enough times. I don't think I've ever run into a case where they're getting to leads within 5 minutes for the first initial contact and following up 10 times that they don't have a good booking rate. So it really just comes down to making sure you're calling your leads, and lead quality definitely varies. But overall, if you can do those two things, then you're not going to have any issue with the leads being bad.
Cool. But like, how big of a part does speed to lead really play in the grand scheme of things?
Honestly, I've done some videos on this. I'd say it's the number one thing you can do to double your business, because all of the factors staying constant, like your close rate and your average ticket, then if you could double your booking rate, everything else stays the same. You just doubled your business. So if you can just call them within 5 minutes and follow up 10 times, it's tough when you're the business owner and you're doing it. So I recommend people get like a CSR in place, which is sometimes they're a little worried about because they got to pay money for it, but it's a position that very quickly and very easily pays for itself. So get that person in place and get your speed to lead to 5 minutes where that's their only job. And that's honestly the fastest way I've seen people double their business.
Yeah. So where do you see companies fall apart when it comes to this? Like what's the thing that's keeping them from just, hiring somebody and getting somebody online and getting them going to answer their calls?
A lot of false beliefs about thinking, oh, I need to do it, or I can't afford this person. They think they can't afford it, or that they don't have enough stuff for them to do like a full time, or they're just waiting around, waiting for the phone to ring. But again, like I said, if you can just get a few extra appointments out of it, this person will very, very quickly pay for themselves. And you can also structure it in ways where part of their pay is performance-based, where they get a bonus for paying per appointment, which I know you're very familiar with this. And that way they are incentivized to really book the appointments, and you only pay, well, you pay them a base, but you're really only paying them good money if they are actually performing. And so just breaking that belief of not being able to afford them is the first one. And then the second one is sometimes they have a CSR in place and the expectation is just not set. They think it's acceptable to call them the next day or to call them within a few hours. And if you don't set that expectation and be kind of militant about it early on, then you're going to get what you tolerate and you're going to pay for it.
Yeah. So you work specifically with electrical companies, right?
Yeah, primarily electrical and some foundation repair.
Okay. So are there follow-up challenges that are unique to contractors in that space? Or is it a similar pattern across all service industries?
I'd say all service industries, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just answering the phone quickly, having someone there to do it. It can be a little tougher sometimes when it's outside of business hours, but there's some automation stuff that you can do to accommodate that. And then it just comes down to the follow-ups. So we have some CSRs who tell me very frequently on the ninth or 10th attempt after they called 9 other times, and on the 10th time they connect with the customer and they're happy to hear from them. They're like, "Hey, I've been trying to get in touch with you. I've been busy, but thanks for reaching out."
Yeah. But there's a lot of people who believe like, and I don't know what you feel about this because we haven't talked about this before, but since the last time we've talked, AI has kind of taken over. And a lot of people believe, well, I just need to plug in AI and AI is going to have my back and I just don't need to do anything anymore. What is your response to that?
I think there's a future where that is going to be the case, where the AI does a lot of that stuff. In my experience, it's still not quite there. It still hasn't replaced the actual person. It can serve a purpose of like trying to cover it some, but it's not a full replacement just yet. I'm sure it will be, but so far, I think having that person talk to them is just much better.
Yeah. So in terms of implementing like a CSR into your business, whether it be virtually or there, at a business's office, do you think that that's like one of the first moves that service businesses can implement to, boost their revenue, to see immediate impact and change in their business?
Yeah, honestly, I would recommend people that's their first hire. Like before you get another technician in the field, I'd say that's your first hire is to get that person answering the phone for you. Because if you're on a job, it's just too hard to just stop what you're doing and pick up the phone and do that. Like if you're in it, crawling around in an attic or, moving around on heavy equipment, it's just tough to stop what you're doing and get that phone every time. Whereas this person can have your back, they can edify you as well and say, "Hey, I'm glad that that so and so was available to take your call. They're a rock star. They're gonna crush it for you. Like they've been doing this for over a decade." Like to have someone kind of talk you up and be the person to do that and show that you're a serious business owner. Because like if you're trying to come across as like being a legit business, they don't those owners don't answer their phone. They're not the front line. They have someone who does that for them. So for all those reasons, I'd say typically that's my recommendation for your first hire.
Cool. In terms of hiring, like what has been your experience? How do you, what kind of tips would you give to people who are looking to hire somebody and they've never really done this as far as like hiring a CSR?
Mhm. In my experience, one of the best profiles of a CSR is like a stay-at-home mom who wants some extra income. It's a flexible schedule, like they can still pick up kids from school and take care of those things, but this gives them a way to contribute and make some extra money. They're very good at multitasking and they're typically very good with the customers. And so it's usually a win-win where they're not looking for something like 50 hours a week or even 40 hours a week. But if you can do 20 hours a week and they're just kind of on call, doing some of the follow-ups that fits to their schedule, then so far we've seen that is probably our best match.
Cool. So Forrest, for those who are trying to like get in contact with you, who want to talk to you more about this, who are in the electrical or foundation repair space, how can they do that?
Yeah, so I'll give you the link, but I do a free one-on-one growth session where we chat about the biggest bottlenecks and challenges in your business and what it would take to double it, like what's preventing you from doubling it. And it's a true strategy session where we're trying to figure things out. If you decide you want us to help you with it, great. If not, my goal is just to make sure you leave better off than you came. It's not like a hard sell or anything. And I do that for anyone who's qualified. So for me, qualified is someone with a high bias to action. So if we're going to spend time and come up with this, I want to work with someone who's actually going to put it in place. Otherwise, we spend an hour or so just getting to know each other, which is nice, but I want to see both of us get some results from it.
Cool. Forrest, again, thank you for being on the show and sharing your insights. I really appreciate you, man.
Thanks, brother.
All right. If you guys like this episode, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Threads and on Instagram. And until next time, keep your marketing hot and your pipeline hotter.